channel. Today is going to be the first episode of a new series that I'm starting, and I'm going to be calling it Food for Thought Thursdays, where I basically just talk about things that have been on my mind or talk about certain topics. So yeah, today's topic is going to be slut shaming, because I've been really seeing a lot of slut shaming lately, and I just wanted to talk about it because it's something that really bothers me and something that I'm really passionate about. Let's get into the video. So slut shaming is basically when someone makes a woman feel inferior because of their real or perceived sexual interactions, or their clothes, or the way they act, etc., etc. So the reason I have a problem with slut shaming is because when a person is called a slut, it's usually towards a woman. It actually hurts their reputation. It's rare that you ever see someone calling out a guy for, getting out there. A slut, or even if they are called a slut or F-boy or whatever you want to call it, it's not as bad, it doesn't hurt their reputation. It's not as severe as it would if you called a girl a slut. And the thing is, it's accepted for a man to be able to do what he wants to do without him being persecuted. But when a girl dresses a certain way, she's called a slut or she's called a hoe, or when a girl does certain things, she's called a slut or a hoe. And I don't feel like that's fair, because there are guys out here that do way worse things and they do all this other stuff. I just don't feel like it's necessary, because whatever people do in their free time or whatever clothes a girl wants to wear, it shouldn't matter to anybody, because at the end of the day, if they're not affecting you, then why do you have to comment on it, and why do you have to call their names? Because most of the time you barely know that person. You don't know that person as personally, or if you do know that person personally, it's messed up. Why? Like, there's literally no point in doing that. I mean, I just feel like it's a double standard, because men aren't really persecuted for doing certain things, if that makes sense, or they aren't really affected by being called a slut or a F-boy or whatever you want to call a person that does all of that stuff. And I just feel like it's wrong. And then number one thing I have a problem with as well is when other girls do it to other girls. They'll call other girls a hoe, or they'll call other girls a slut. And it's just like, it'd be the same girls that call somebody else a slut or a whore or brings them down or whatever, that preach about girl power and feminism and how we all need to stick together. And it's just like, you're saying all of this, but you are adding to the problem. You calling someone a hoe is not positive in any way. It's not uplifting in any way. And like, why would you want to spend your time, your life, just worrying about other people and calling the other people names, especially if you don't even know the person personally? When I hear people saying, oh, she's a hoe and this and the other, and I just think to myself, and I'm like, what does it have to do with you? Like, personally, like, what does it have to do with you? It's unnecessary and it's unneeded, because being like, you have to put yourself in that person's shoes. Whatever the case is, whatever the reason you're calling her a hoe for, like, just think about it. Okay, one, that's like a form of bullying. Two, that impacts their reputation greatly. Three, you don't know how that makes them feel. You don't know how everyone's heart is. You don't know how tough everybody is. So even if you are just throwing that word around and you don't really care, like, you don't know if that person is going through. You don't know, what they've been through. So you don't know if that's all they needed to hear for them to, end their life. You don't know. Like, that's why I just be saying, like, just do you, mind your business, like, don't be in everybody else's business, because at the end of the day, you don't know what anybody's going through. People go through crazy stuff. You really never know the circumstance. It's just a matter of being a decent human being. I don't feel like there's a purpose for commenting on someone's behavior or actions, because if it doesn't, at the end of the day, if it does not affect you in any way, shape, or form, then it really does not need your attention, and it really don't, it's unnecessary, it's uncalled for. Also, I'm really sick of hearing, like, if someone doesn't dress modestly, or if someone isn't modest in the way they dress, that they're automatically a hoe, or they're automatically a slut. That doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like women should be able to dress however they want to dress without having to be persecuted, because like, what difference does it make what somebody puts on their body? If they're want to dress a certain way, if they want to do what they want to do, at the end of the day, again, what does it have to do with you? Like, it doesn't have anything to do with you. Why do you feel the need to comment on somebody else's dressing, or how they prefer to dress? Because like, you have to be like, I honestly personally feel like there is something deep down wrong with the person to just want to bring down someone else like that, or want to persecute someone else for something so minor. Clothes are something that's the smallest, pettiest reason to ever not like somebody or to call someone a hoe. It doesn't make any sense, and it's ridiculous. Like, I'm done. Like, I literally cannot stress that enough. Like, do not call someone a hoe because of the way that they dress. If you don't know them personally and they dress a certain way, don't call them a hoe. Period. Simple. Like, it's not that serious. Or just because you've heard around that they've been around or whatever, or heard that they date a lot of people. Like, what difference does it make? Like, I just feel like if it does not affect you, it does not matter. Like, it doesn't make a difference. And I'm sure there's gonna be people at the end of the day that's being like, well, they deserve it because they do this, and that. What does it have to do with you? Nobody deserves hate. Nobody deserves to feel like they aren't wanted in the world. And nobody deserves to ever feel like, they're inferior to anybody else. Ever. Period. Like, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for you wanting to take your hatred out on somebody just because of the way you think they are, or just because of the way they are, Back to where it is a double standard. Guys can, it's acceptable for guys to be able to sleep around with people, or for them to be able to date tons and tons of girls. Guys can cheat on girls. Guys can, play girls all they want to. And it's never a problem. Like, it's not a problem. Nobody ever wants to say anything about that. But when a girl does it, it's all of a sudden a problem. That doesn't make sense. Same with celebrities, Amber Rose. People, call her a hoe. And I'm just like, okay, first of all, like, she don't even know you. She'll never probably know you in her whole life. So what difference does it make? And if she's not hurting anybody, then it doesn't really make a difference. If she's getting money and just mind her business, I really don't see what the problem is, and I really don't understand why people get so hurt about it. Because, certain rappers and certain singers that are dudes can be with this girl, and y'all still will love them, and y'all still will listen to their music, and y'all still will support them. But when a girl sleeps around, or whatever she does, not even sleeping, just sleeping around, if she just dates a lot of guys, it's just a problem. Like, it's a problem for, girls to have sexual freedom, or for them to just, do what they want to do. And I just want to know, like, why? Like, why does that offend you, Because at the end of the day, only God can judge you. Who are you to judge somebody when we're all equal? We're all human. Not better than anyone to be judging anyone or talking about anyone, I just feel like it's really, really childish and stupid, because it's just like, we're all just living life here. Like, why can't girls just live their life without being persecuted over every single little thing? And then when we actually speak up about it, we are angry feminists, or we're just stupid feminists, or we're just, complaining about everything. But it's just like, dude, what do you expect? Like, what do you expect? You expect us to be, all calm and happy and just be like, you're right, yeah, I probably shouldn't. Like, no. If we feel like we should be able to live our lives a certain way, definitely I don't agree with slut-shaming at all. At the end of the day, I feel like it's just not my business, and as long as they aren't affecting me in any way, I don't really care. I don't really care. I just feel like name calling and stuff, that's kindergarten stuff, and I just feel like at the end of the day, it's just uncalled for, and it's very childish. People will make excuses as to why they should be misogynistic. And it's just like, it's 2017, like, you really gotta go with all of that. You came from a woman. How could you have so much hate towards a woman? And when we actually speak up, it's a problem. Get out of here with that. Like, no, that's not how it go. That's not how it go. You're not about to, say we have to dress a certain way and say we have to act a certain way. And then when we don't, you get to call us names and you get to say all this other stuff and be misogynistic, but it's just like when we actually stand up against misogyny is a problem. I don't know. Yeah, that's all for this video. I really like to see everyone's standpoints on this issue. So leave a comment. If you don't agree with me, leave a comment. It's fine. I mean, I'm open to all opinions, but at the end of the day, I just feel like as long as you're being a decent human being, that's all that matters. So yeah, go ahead and leave a comment if you like. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Like this video if you're excited for this series. And follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. It'll all be down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.